Welcome to this edition of the Astrological Weather Report, Jupiter Ingress Taurus. My name is Daniel Fiverson. I record these forecasts regularly here on EA Zoom, and I publish the recording and a transcript of the forecast on my website, evolutionaryastrologer.net. That's evolutionaryastrologer.net. On May 16th, 2023, Jupiter begins its year-long transit and joins the cavalcade of planets in Venusian Taurus. Venus rules two signs of the zodiac. Her outer yang rulership is expressed through the sign of Libra. Her inner yin rulership is told through the sign of Taurus. Libra brings us into relationship with others. Taurus brings us into relationship with ourselves. Venus's inner expression in Taurus indicates that the next 12 months should be focused on our self-love, our self-development, self-nurturing, and our self-forgiveness. Venus forms a crisis-laden square to Pluto, which perfects only one day after the ingress. An entire spectrum of expression can and will generate crises related to, but not limited to, rash, erratic, and rebellious behavior, grandiosity, self-importance, preachiness, and stubborn adherence to conditioned emotional reflexes. However, on the positive side, it can produce making more intelligent and grounded choices, recognizing the necessity and benefits of self-care, positive lifestyle changes, and being more caring and nurturing. As Venus aligns with the nodal axis, a grand cross is drawn in the sky. The lunar south node conjoins Jupiter. Jupiter opposes the lunar north node. Jupiter conjoins Eris and squares Mars, and Pluto opposes Mars. The lunar nodes are slowly moving into orb of a square with Pluto. This condition is known in evolutionary astrology as a skipped step. Something from the past has been neglected, skipped over, and left unresolved, impacting the frictionless unfolding of the future. This condition will persist for the rest of 2023, finally moving out of orb in January next year. A significant shift to this karmic dynamic will occur in mid-July as the lunar nodes shift into Eris and Libra. The Jupiter-Pluto square is a prelude to deeper work on who we are becoming individually and collectively, what we attract, and our relationship to everything and everyone around us. A magnifying glass is focused on the past. A kaleidoscope peers into the future. Cognitive faculties are sharpened. A banner is held high for justice. A high volume of difficult conversations with ourselves and others saturates our immediate and collective world. We are challenged to distill our immediate wants and desires into what is essential. The airwaves will be filled with disturbing reports of random gun violence, violent weather, and many versions of individualized misbehavior. Personal authenticity runs the gamut from benevolent to nonconformist to lawless. There is a sense that things have got out of balance and are headed towards a critical breaking point. The basic magnetism that naturally bonds things together seems to have become bipolar. Health issues continue to simmer below the surface despite the pandemic receding. Random self-centered acts of violence continue to punctuate the news. Jupiter separates from a new phase conjunction to Eris at Aries. Excuse me. This current meetup will initiate restlessness and discord that can derail progress in the short run. It will shed light on the shadow material sequestered away in the hidden recesses of our psyches and initiate a search for truth and a wider understanding of ourselves and of our relationship to the world around us. All right, here we go. At the ingress, Jupiter is applying to a balsamic conjunction to Uranus retrograde in Taurus. This event will culminate next year on April 20th, 2024. This conjunction last occurred 3 times in 2010, 2011. It will only occur once in this cycle. In those years, Occupy Wall Street, which was a 59-day left-wing populist movement, occurred against the economic inequality and the influence of money in politics. A nuclear disaster occurred at the Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan. Arab Spring protests occurred as citizens in countries across the Middle East rose up against their governments. Russia shut off all gas supplies to Europe. Hurricane Sandy devastated the United States East Coast. And in Newton, Connecticut, there was a horrible elementary school shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary. Given the recent history of this decade, we should expect that Uranus will continue to plow the ground beneath our feet, uprooting static old growth and seeding the future with Earth-based collective intentions. The astrological themes that permeate this conjunction include a more conscious focus on the important details of our lives, the opportunities to make better choices driven by necessity, a sacred commitment to personal values, journeys into our personal underworlds, and the increased need for proactive self-care. Jupiter will station retrograde on September 4th, 2023 at 15 degrees of Taurus, 34 minutes. Taurus is fixed Earth energy. Its roots extend deep below the surface. 15 degrees of Taurus is the most self-willed point in the zodiacal wheel, unable to loosen its grip on what is known and tangible and begin to grasp the airy mental and non-physical nature of Gemini. The balsamic dark of the moon mystifies the retrograde moment. Knowledge seems shrouded and obscured. As Jupiter stations retrograde, it squares Venus and Leo stationed direct. There is a push-me, pull-me effect and an impulse to press forward, perhaps without doing the necessary homework. Immediate wants and short-term needs can drive priorities. This is the time to step back and consider what is really important and most pressing. Jupiter will station direct again on December 30th, 2023 at 5 degrees Taurus, 34 minutes. Jupiter correlates to the growth factor and how we self-actualize through the years. The 12-year cycles of Jupiter are the chapters of our lives. You can get a reality check by looking back 12 years ago. The details will be different, but the process will be the same. Jupiter corresponds to nature and natural law, shamanism and the connection to that which is greater than ourselves, intuition, the right brain, creative self-actualization, our belief system and the undulating flow of collective beliefs, wisdom, faith, truth, but often personal truth, and it is the guru and the teacher. By now you know my spiel. Get out in nature. Go where there are no city lights and gaze up at the night sky. Hug a tree. Hug yourself. We are moving toward an event horizon. Buckle your seatbelts. This is where you can reach me. I do consultations that help you feel your purpose and find your passion, or it's actually find your purpose and feel your passion. And I do these astrological weather reports regularly here, and I post them on my website, evolutionaryastrologer.net. You can find me at facebook.com/evolutionary astrology, and my YouTube is at Daniel Fiverson. My email address is daniel@evolutionaryastrology.net. I would appreciate hearing any feedback you have to offer me, what you liked, what you perhaps didn't like, what you think I could do better, what you'd like to hear more of, what topics you'd like me to talk about. Evolutionary astrology is my gift to you, and it has been a gift to me, and I'm here to share it with you. Namaste. I will see you at the next astrological event.